Alright guys, so I'm here with my good friend Andy Ramirez here in San Antonio, Texas. And what we're gonna show you today on Clutch Entrepreneurs is how to create 5 to 10 real estate notes every single month. And if you don't know what that means, make sure you stay tuned and we're gonna explain how it works. So follow us. I'm gonna do my first owner finance with this.
Okay.
But I don't know. I think I wanna. If you buy it, what I wanna do is I wanna create a little case study with you and just follow you around, see how you do it.
Okay.
Cause I don't know, cause like I think you would do the rehab way cheaper than I would, and I want to know how you do all this. Like I've never done it, and I'm curious, cause you've done them before. This is like before.
No, I've been doing them.
Yeah, exactly. So I have zero experience in this, so I want to see exactly how you do this.
Okay.
So all right, let's check it out. So there was a carport right here.
Okay.
I already started it. I got this. I knocked down this carport. It was all trashed out. So I already demoed it all.
Okay. This is a big yard, bro.
Yeah.
It's actually better that you took this down, because I'm gonna tell you what sells the most in San Antonio. People like to move their trucks to the back. Because think about the people who are gonna live in this area, right?
Yeah.
Like, what do they do for a living? Construction,
Yeah,
right? What do they come home with? Materials, right?
Yeah.
So it's like people like to be able to have access to these big yards, so they come back and they park these cars. Look, there's one parked right there.
Don't look at that one. That's a strip. That might be illegal.
Yeah.
That looks illegal.
You see what I mean? Like,
no, that's true, and you can fit a truck through here.
yeah.
Oh look, they did. They were putting trucks through here already.
See what I mean?
Yeah.
They already had trailers back there.
Yeah.
So, like, stuff like that is little intangibles that I look at. So it's like, whereas in sometimes I might be able to do the rehab cheaper than you.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense because it doesn't have what I know is gonna sell, depending on the areas, right? So it's like, you know, the other house in Converse, obviously that one, you know, nicer house, 275. It's not gonna have access to the backyard to drive.
Right. So I have to move everything out.
Okay.
Need some foundation leveling.
This is on pier and beam.
Yeah, pier and beam. One restroom.
This is a restroom. Alright.
To me, it was not too difficult of a rehab, but I want to see how you would do it for an owner, because it's not the same as a flip, right?
So yeah, so there's a difference, right? So it's like when owner financing is a little different, right?
Yeah.
Because it depends on the strategy you're gonna use too.
Uh-huh.
So it's like, if you're gonna hold the note, very different, right? You don't have to be as strict on the rehab because technically you're the bank, you're the inspector, you're the appraiser, right? So it's like, if you're gonna hold it, it's way different. But if you're gonna sell the note, when you're selling this note, you know, those note buyers wanna make sure that if push comes to shove and they end up with a foreclosure, they're gonna end up with something that they're gonna be able to capture that equity out of, right? So it's like this wouldn't be the ideal note to buy or to sell, right? Because, you know, the note buyers are gonna, you know, they just want mailbox money, right? So it's like, they're not rehabbers, they're not like me and you, right? So it's like, if they come in here, they're gonna be like, I don't even know what to do with this. Like, I overpaid for it. Right.
But you're saying like leaving it like this, though, right?
Yeah, like it depends, right? So like some people would just buy this house and mark it up $25,000-$30,000 and sell it like that as is, right? And then these people will come in here and fix the house up themselves, right? So it's like, you gotta.
You don't do that though, right?
No, I make sure that I have kids, man, so I can't imagine kids walking through this house, right? So it's like, I want to make sure that we're gonna be able to create a home for like a family to come in here and feel happy about giving you their savings in form of a down payment, right?
Yeah.
So it's like in here, bro, like, I mean, we both know these cabinets are good. Yeah. So it's like, paint these cabinets, you know, this neighborhood of course doesn't call for any granite, right? So it's like, honestly what I would do is, this is a foundation that I would take care of. Yeah. Right? Just because
it's so like,
it is to that border of like, what can happen in 5 years, right? Like, you know, so it's like, we take care of the foundation, keep the cabinet, salvage as much as possible, paint everything up, do new flooring, some fixtures, and that's it. Like, I'm out. You know, for every house I do at Central Air, because I get it really cheap. So to me, it's like, again, man, like I always think like, man, if I had to put in my savings and move my family in here, like at least what would I want to have, right? So it's like, the one thing I'd always take serious is roofs and air. Like that's just my thing.
Yeah.
Like, even if they didn't ask for central air, like
I'm
putting it in there. You know, I'm putting it in there because it gets cold and it gets really hot. So it's like I don't like people messing with that stuff. Especially, I mean, we've seen houses.
How much do you think you would spend on a rehab like this?
I mean, on this one.
I mean, you need a restroom, a kitchen.
Yeah, on this one, bro. I mean, I think like foundation, some flooring, some paint, some fixtures. Windows are actually new over here. Some exterior work. Man, for the stuff I can't see, like electrical and plumbing, I wouldn't budget no more than 25 to 30 on this deal.
For real?
Yeah.
See, because it's a different type of rehab.
And I think 30 grand would be me excessively doing it.
Yeah.
If I tear up this foundation.
Yeah.
And the plumbing shot just as much, right? So it's like, okay, I'm gonna spend another 5 G's on that.
Yeah.
The electrical, I mean, they already got 3 prongs, so I know it was updated at one point. You know what I mean? I don't see the box, but I mean, it's got to be tint coated at some point.
Right.
And that's another thing too, is like the house has to look great. You know what I mean? So it's like if this is one that I rehab to sell a note, like I got to make sure the house is great and livable. So if they foreclose and they get out, the note buyer is going to either resell the house without having to fix it. Unless of course the person damaged it, or they can just list it on the market and get their monies back.
And they can.
And they can.
Like, cause what do you think this ARV is? Like, you know the neighborhood.
I mean, I think you get probably like fixed up, nice, little show condition, probably like 145 to 155.
Yeah.
I mean,
I was looking at it yesterday. It's about 145 on the low end, 165.
Yeah. So it's like that's why I always call things comfortable, because I mean, right now the market isn't going where it was last year. So it's like I'm always coming down 5 to 12% on the ARV that MLS is showing, because those 3% approvals haven't cycled out till September. So it's like we're not gonna have true comps in this new market till about December, January.
Yeah.
You know, because you look at the most recent sales and you'll see like you know, January through May, and then June price went down, July price went down, August closings are right with July. So it's like you can kind of measure that 10% decrease. So, you know, that's where I make my money, right? What we talked about is like, oh, if I save 5 grand on the labor, who cares? I give that to the contractor. Well, if I oversell it 5 grand, that's where I compensate, right? The market's still hot. You know, so it's like, and there's still a shortage of inventory. Imagine that shortage multiplied times 50 in the owner finance inventory, right? And then as competitive as I can make them, right? Because I'm not owner financing houses at the same terms as everybody else. So my whole thing is, you know, make less, buy more, undercut everyone.
Yeah, guys, so if y'all been keeping up with the channel, y'all saw this on one of the last vlogs. I helped my friend's grandma out and closed on it for them. And this was gonna be my first owner finance deal. But so my friend, he just came back from Las Vegas and I haven't seen him in a few years. And he was telling me how he's about to scale a huge owner finance operation. And I'm really interested in it. So I was like, you know, I can do this myself, don't get me wrong. I do a lot of flips already, I know what to do, but I've never done an owner finance. I don't know how to create notes, and I don't know the type of rehabs you do. Because he's saying 30 on the high end. If I'm flipping it, I'm 40 minimum. You know what I mean? It's a different type of rehab. So I want to see exactly how this works, you know? But don't get me wrong, I would also, you know, make top dollar and, you know, it would be a different quality, but you don't need the quality because you're selling it to them on terms, right? So you're the only person I've sent this to, and so, you know what I mean, so far. So if you want it, I want to like actually do like a case study on it, from beginning to end. So what do you think about it?
I mean, I like the house, man. I like the neighborhood. I like the area. I think the price point could sell very good. And this is one where it's like, you do kind of have to experiment with it, right? Because it's like, bro, I've remodeled houses, and the day after closing, they tear up all the floors, they tear up all the bathrooms, and they remodel them to their liking.
No shit.
And I'm talking like, bro, I just put stand-up showers in, and
that's happened to you?
Yeah, it happens a lot more than you think.
Wow.
You know, because these people do this work for a living.
Yeah, that's
so it's
crazy.
like, you know, one person's taste isn't theirs, right? So it's like,
crazy.
you know, I paint them modern, and then I come back and see them a month later, and they're like,
it's pink,
yellow and yellow and red, and you know, all kinds of. I was like, dude, I would never have chosen that color, right? So that changed my perception as well. You know, because man, somebody might want to pay the discount on this instead of retail and just put the 30 in it themselves.
So what would you do on this?
You know what I mean? So it's like I would kind of test the market on both sides.
Really?
Right? So it's like instead of being able to sell it for like that 155, 160 range remodeled, right? Think about it, if you can get this done in 3-4 weeks and make the exact same time, right? So if this is going to be a if you flip this house, how long would you take to do this?
Like at least a month.
At least a month, right? And then to sell it?
Yeah, another month.
Another month, right? So you're
like 2 months.
2 to 3 months, right? Let's say worst case 3 months, right? Let's say you're gonna make, you know, without running numbers, let's say you're gonna make 30 grand, right? Just hypothetical, 30 grand. Well, if you can make 15 in 30 days, instead of adding another 2 months to make an extra 15, that's 7,500. I'd rather take the 15, right? So time value of money is, I'll take 15 in 30 days as opposed to 7,500 every 30 days.
So you're saying like owner finance it as is for like 105 or something?
Yeah, I'd probably mark it up 115, 120.
As is?
As is, 10% down. But you see, that's a note I would hold, right? Because I'm only going to be able to pay whatever I agree to, right? So it's like, you know, the bank would just come in, get me out of it, refinance it at 6%, sell it to someone at 10.5%, and whether they fix it or not is up to them. They're still liable for the payment, right? So it's like the risk in doing that is, you know, obviously they're at the mercy of fixing their own house, right? So it's like you got to weigh it risk versus reward. But this is a neighborhood in an area where people will fix their own house, right?
I mean, you're right up for that, bro.
So it's like what I probably would do on this is I would get central air, I'd level the foundation, and I'd probably put some like cheap flooring in it, right? Fix the cabinets and make it shiny. That way it's like somebody says, I could fix this as I go, but I can live in it today. Right? So it's like I'll still put 15 into it, right? And then let it be livable, so that way is if somebody defaults, then I'm still good. I just resell it years later. But it's like, yeah, people do that all the time. And years ago, I was selling houses, you know, on those alley streets over here for 55 owner finance, as is, in this same condition.
Damn.
You know what I mean? And
that's a good deal, though.
I mean, yeah, I mean, that was, you know, 3-4 years ago, you know? So, you know, 55 at 10%, it's like, bro, that's nothing.
Yeah, that's
you know, so they just fix it as they go. You know, so this is actually a pretty good house, man. I mean, I think you got something good on your hands here. All right. It's not bad, but yeah, I would take care of at least making it livable first. Okay. You know, but it just depends. Like, are you gonna hold the note? Or are you gonna sell the note? Which way do you want to go? Yeah. So those are the numbers we gotta run. Oh damn! Should have the watchdog. Oh man, that was a little scared.
Look at the little weenie dog.
All right, man.
So before we even go in and give them the numbers real quick.
The numbers real quick?
Yeah.
All right. So careful with Cujo. So this house right here, I bought it for $122,000. I budgeted $20,000 in work, right? Which mentally I know I over budgeted $5 grand, but I'm always conservative. Okay. We're gonna sell this house for about $215,000, owner financed. All right, so we'll go in there, check it out.
That's a big spread.
And it's a juicy spread.
70? Is that 70? Am I numbers?
We got 140. Yeah, about 70, 75. Should be like.
Are you gonna fix this foundation?
Nope.
No. So you paid 120 for this?
Paid 122 for this, yes sir.
Dang, I'm calling you on all my deals.
Hey, it comes with the gym.
Okay. Now I know why you're saying you can pay more. Cause I would have paid probably no more than 100.
Okay. How much would you put into this deal?
See, me personally, I'm looking at the slab.
Yeah.
It's fucked up tile.
Yeah.
And so just on those two expenses, and then I'm probably going to fix the plumbing, right? Because it's kind of off.
Yeah, it is off.
Just between those three things right there, I'm already going to budget, and it's a big house with a slab and
this
a lot of tile.
This is about 1,600 square feet.
Okay, between this big ass slab foundation and all this old tile that's got to come off, and the plumbing I'm going to account for, I'm going to say like right off the bat, that's going to be like at least 11, 12, just right there.
Just there.
Just
okay.
There.
Kitchen?
Kitchen, those cabinets, I'm going to take out these cabinets.
These gotta go, yeah. These are shot.
But I'm flipping. I'm talking flipping.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. No, that's
I'm
right.
talking flipping. So I'm talking
It's a good
countertops, backsplash, cabinets. I mean, you're looking at least 5.
Okay, so we're at 16.
Yeah.
All right.
Scrape all the popcorn and retexture the whole house.
Okay.
So just right there, another 3.
Okay. 19.
Yep.
This is the master.
And then painting the whole interior, you know, with paint. Let's just say like 2.
Okay. 21.
Yep.
All right. This is the master.
All right, right here I'm ripping out all this and I'm putting a stand-up shower and new vanity toilet tile, 35.
Okay. So we're at 24.5. No, wrong. This is they converted the 2-car garage into a 1-car garage, and they made this bedroom.
And that's what I just did, foundation and tile.
Yeah, yeah. You know, here's the AC unit, bathroom over here.
All right, new units.
Yeah.
So let's just say like another, you know, 1,500, $2,000 maybe.
Okay, 2 G's, 25.5.
That's kind of on the high end.
Yeah.
All right. Everything else already accounted for in here.
And you can tell the foundation's up.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Oh, another restroom, another 35.
Okay.
Well, let's just say 3 because obviously it's
All right, 28.5.
I mean, paneling, sheetrock's already included.
Yeah.
But I think the 11 for the tile and the foundation is low.
I think you were conservative.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you'd probably be another $2,000 on that, $3,000.
Yeah.
So let's call it. We haven't even got to the outside, right?
And that's if plumbing don't bust. When
Yeah,
you
yeah. And we haven't got to the outside, right?
Right.
Which of course you're gonna need some fencing, stuff like that.
Right.
So very easy. This thing's gonna cost you. Very easy. You get to $35,000.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
So on $35,000, and if the ARV is $215, what would you need to pay for it?
So me personally,
To hit your margins, to
yeah.
hit like your desired profit margin, right? Because we are our
I'm gonna okay.
our
So
time all costs something, right?
I'm gonna say at least 40 though. Cause what were we at inside 30?
35.
No,
yeah.
no roof, no exterior
No roof,
work.
no exterior work, no fencing.
I'll say 40, 45. Just
All
to
right.
be safe. Just to be safe.
I
We're
agree
talking
with that.
flipping.
Yeah, yeah.
We're talking flipping.
I could see that very easy.
Okay. So if I'm flipping, I want to
Yes.
make at least 50
Okay.
net. But I'm but I know how to find my own deals, right?
Yeah,
So-
yeah. So even if you bought it from a wholesaler, what's the most you would pay for this deal?
Okay, so rent, I'm at 120 gross. That's before commissions and home
Yeah.
costs.
Well, no, you got to deduct all that
Okay,
stuff.
so 215 times say 6%. Well, let's be realistic. 4%.
4%.
Okay, so 215 times 4%. That's 8,600. Let's just say 2.5 closing on the back.
Yeah.
Okay, and then closing costs on the front. Let's just say another 2.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're at 13, and then holding costs. Okay, 13. So let's say I got a loan for let's just say 100 for it. 2 points is $2,000, and then 800 a month for 4 months.
Yeah.
Okay, 800 a month, 4 months. 4 plus $2,000 plus that's pretty much everything.
Okay. So your holding cost is at like, and closing costs would be at like 18, 19 grand.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was 120 minus that. So about 100. What I said.
100. Okay. Perfect. So what it allows me to do, right, on the owner finance side is because these are going to be fixed to sell in extremely great condition, right?
Yeah.
But it's like we don't have to do all that, right?
Yeah.
So it's like the difference is I gotta do a make ready on this house, right?
Mm-hmm.
So my biggest expense, yes, we're gonna tear off that kitchen, right? Those cabinets are shot, right?
Yeah.
So what we're gonna do here is the foundation is off, right? But we can play with this a little bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because what we're gonna do is we're gonna throw the laminate flooring over it, right?
Okay.
So it eliminates the labor of having to
Level.
tear it off,
Well,
tear
that-
the
yeah.
tile off,
Right,
and then
right.
level, right? So it's like we can throw some sponge extra or
That's a
whatever.
lot.
Right? They can throw it, right? They can play with it.
Right.
But the laminate flooring on side like tile is it won't crack, right?
Mhm.
So it's got some play to it, right?
Gotcha.
So in the master, I always change out the fixtures, right? So it's like we'll change out the fixtures, but over here we're gonna change this vanity. We both know what these vanities cost, 120, 150 bucks.
Yeah.
Right? We're gonna paint these tiles, right? So it's like we're gonna paint the walls, do
For
the
real?
sheetrock. Yeah.
You're gonna paint
We're
that?
gonna paint these tiles, right? do the grout, whatever, but it's gonna be new, right? So it might even be like gray, it might even go black, I don't know, right? Whatever colors we design, but it's gonna be painted, right? Because the tile is not in bad shape, it's not cracked, so it's like we're gonna paint it up, right?
What about texture?
Texture, we'll shoot it over here. I won't scrape the popcorn, but we'll fix like sheetrocks, right? So like we'll cut these squares out, we'll do what we gotta do, and we're gonna paint the ceiling, right?
So just right here, you're gonna save $3,000 a bathroom.
Yeah.
Right at the top.
3 G's. You know, and I'm gonna save money on the foundation already. So I'm already saving, $7,000 on that, right?
That's already 7, 3, and 3.
Yeah. So
that's
I'm already saving $13,000 right there, right?
That's
so it's like, you know, I was thinking about putting recessed lighting in this, but it has 2 lights, so it's like I'll just probably change the ceiling fan out and put like a more spread out light, like a track light or something, right? So it lights up a little bit longer, but save that recessed lighting. Right? Over here, we're gonna do the same thing. So, you know, the laminate flooring or the vinyl flooring, we'll continue it into the bathroom. I mean, I don't personally like these tiled all the way, so I might take the walls down here, just leave the tile in the bathroom, again, and just paint it, right? Do what we gotta do over there. Or, if there's extra money in the budget, I might even just throw the white subway tiles, right? Just because they're outrageously cheap and, you know, they look good, right? Again, over here, I'm just gonna do carpet in the bedrooms, right? Because it plays, it's not gonna bend because the foundation's off. It's easy, right? You know, I'm gonna fix these doors. They'll kind of mess with the framing a little bit to make sure the doors are closing right, you know. They can work them. I mean, the door's closed, right? So it's like, they'll work them out here. The only thing I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna add doors to this, that's it. And really unnecessarily, I don't really have to, but this technically is in a closet. So it's like, I'm just gonna add doors, put a pole right here so that they can hang clothes, call it a closet in the day, right?
You already said $20,000 right there.
And that's it. And then on the exterior, I mean, we're gonna paint the whole house, we're gonna paint the exterior, you know. I'm gonna take the burglar bars off because, you know, they're hazardous. And that's it, man, fixtures. So my biggest expense in this house is the $4,000 kitchen that I'm gonna throw, right? But it's like, but because I'm replacing the cabinets, I'm gonna save some money. I'm not gonna put granite in here.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm gonna put different type of countertops, but not granite.
Was this on the MLS?
I think they bought it on MLS, yeah. So, you know, not a bad deal for me. Change out the fixtures. Once you paint and do the flooring, the whole house comes back to life, right? I mean, it's just, and that's why it's like when I come in here, materials wise, is I budget for 20, right? But it's like, I can knock it out for 15, 17, 18 grand. You know what I mean? So my numbers now then change, right? Because if I sell it for 215, right? I'm gonna take a 10% down payment, 21.5, okay? That puts me at 193,500. That's the note, right? I'm gonna sell this note at 90%. That means I'm gonna collect $174,000 at closing when I sell the note, right? So, but of course, I paid 122, right? I got it for 20 grand in work, so I got a loan on this at 142, right? Holding costs and expenses, let's just say 10% of that, 1,400. Let's say I always budget 3 months, 3 to 4 months, just in case. I'll get in and out of this house in under 45 days, right? That's where my overage comes in, right? So let's say I budget 3 months at 1,450 times 3. So my holding costs on this would be 4,350. Closing costs on this, another 4 grand. That puts me at 8,350 with 2 points on that would be 2,800. So let's just call it 11,500, right? So my total investment in this is 122 plus 11,500, right? Puts me in at 133,500. That's how much cash I have into this house. Okay, so
but with the repairs too, though, right?
Yeah, with the repairs too, right? Oh no, my loan is at 142 plus the 11,500. So I have 153,500 into this house. So regardless of what I sell it for, I can't take less than this because that's my break-even point, right?
But that's before your down payment where you made
exactly right. But we already know that I'm going to sell this note for how much? 174, right? So when I sell the note for 174, I make 20 grand on that, right? But I already have 21.5 on the down payment. Make 42 on this, right? So that's where I get generous, and you know, I pay my sales team 1% of the down payment, right?
Yeah.
Because I don't want an overhead. Yeah. So it's like, hey, you keep what you kill, right? So it's like the bigger down payment you get, the more commission you make, right? Okay. So even on this though, if they're gonna get 20% of 21,000, that's like, you know, 5 grand.
So they get 20%?
Yeah, they get 20%. So it's like, okay. But I make 42, they're gonna make 5. I'll throw them an extra 2 or 3 if they sell it in under 30 days. I walk out with still more than I anticipated, with still more than I wanted to, or my margins at my minimum, right? Yeah. It's like on this deal, I'll walk out probably making around $30,000 to $34,000
in 45 days.
45 days.
Overpaying 20 grand a flipper like
overpaying 20 grand. You're right. Overpaying 20 grand.
Well, like for a flipping number.
But tell me, if your numbers are walking away with 42 grand, are you going to say no? Even though it doesn't hit your 50?
Exactly. No, but you did it in 45 days. That's half the time.
Exactly. So that's why I tell you the time value of it, right? So it's like, okay, in 45 days I can make, you know, 40 grand on this deal. Right, so to me, it's like, you're right, like, it is a tight deal, right?
For me, though.
Because if you think about it, right, at 122 plus 40K plus another 15 in holding, divided by 215, in the traditional sense, this is an 83% deal, which, I mean, that's only going to make you 18, 20 grand. Yeah. You know what I mean? To a lot of flippers, that's good, right? But it's like when you figure out how to get creative with selling and buying, then it's like it opens up your whole spectrum. And I'm the bank, I'm the appraiser, and I'm the inspector. So it's like first people through this door, once it's painted and done, they're pulling the trigger, bro.
And you know what? Honestly, 215 at 10% isn't so wild, because anybody that's gonna own a finance usually has kind of bad credit, right?
And I'll tell you.
What are rates right now? Like 5.5 for a great credit?
5.5. So this is the payment, right? If I sell a house for 215, okay?
This is high level shit right here, bro. You don't get this for free anyway. This is what they charge you.
With a 10% down, right? At a 10% rate for 30 years, their payment on this is $21.95, okay? This
Before
is
taxes though, right?
No, this is PITI, bro. Principal, interest, taxes, insurance. Damn. Right? So before anything, their payment is $21.95. Bro, this is a legitimate 4-bedroom, 2-bath house.
And that's before their down payment, right?
That's with their down payment at you're right. That's this is at 10%. So they're gonna put 21.5. So their payment is $2,000.
Man, that's affordable. For
right? For a 4.2, right?
That's not even that far off.
We're not in the best area of town. How much do you think a 3-bedroom apartment is renting for down the street?
Yeah. At least 1,800.
At least.
At least.
Does that come with a garage? Does that come with a 4th bedroom? Does it come with a backyard? Does it come with ownership?
Right, appreciation.
So it's like when people are running comps, everybody's always contemplating ARV. I'm looking at, bro, never do buyers, any home buyers, whether it's owner finance or with the bank, never do they look at ARVs. They look at, can I afford it? Right? Exactly. They look at, how much is the monthly payment? Right. Oh, I could pay that. Right? I'm paying that right now to rent. Yeah. Because they are, bro. Because the average rent in San Antonio for a 4.2 is you know, damn near $2,000.
4-bedroom apartment. Yeah. I didn't even know that exists.
There's not, but it's like even if you rent a house, like you're gonna pay $1,900. Right. You know what I mean, to rent a 4-bedroom, 2-bath house.
So that's what you look at. You look at kind of rent and area compared to.
Exactly, bro. Is this affordable for the area? Now, if everything was renting for $1,200 and there's a mortgage for $2,000, then it's like, all right, this isn't affordable for that area. Right. We got to stay within the range, right? But, bro, $2,000 for this house. Tell me who can't afford it. Right. Yeah. I mean, you got a big family. I'm sure you got to be able to afford it, right? And that's what we look at too when we take these applications. I make sure they make at least 3 times more than what the payment is. So it's like, okay, if you make $6 grand, you're gonna qualify. But I also make sure you're under like 45% DTI. Like I look at car payments and stuff like that. Yeah. Right? Because everybody moves in with at least 1 or 2 cars.
Guys, I know you're getting your mind blown right now, so it might go over your head. You gotta rewind it, press pause, whatever you study this film, because what we're giving away right here, this game right here, people charge thousands and thousands, tens of thousands of dollars to show what we just showed y'all in 20 minutes. But not only that, you see that we're really here. He already bought this house. The other one we were at, I already bought that house. Like, we're really doing this, right? So this is the kind of stuff that we're providing for y'all guys. If y'all are getting great value, learning, make sure you subscribe, like, leave some comments, share with your friends. Show Andy some love. Man, he's out here taking time out of his day. He got probably 6 houses he's working on just to come and help me for the show for y'all guys. So, man, if y'all like it, just make sure y'all subscribe. And if they can, where can they find you at?
Instagram, AndyRam90.
There you go.
Hit me up.
Hit them up. You got questions, guys. And just thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next episode, guys. Stay clutch.